26th of December 2004, a date etched in our memory. It was on this day that the world woke up to one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history, the Japanese term tsunami.
The seismic indicators measured the quake to be 9.1 on the Richter scale.
So when we heard about tsunami, and we left Cuddalore. We didn't know anybody in Cuddalore. We didn't know what we were going to do. We just made some chapatis and we thought we'll go there with this, distribute and come back. We came back after 2 years. And later when we saw people who had lost all their houses, how can we just go away when you are seeing people on the road? On the 23rd day, we were able to get new boats and give to the people, putting them back for fishing in the sea. And within 6 months, we could build houses for them. About 100 houses we could build for them. So I believe that when you start doing things, responding to the needs of the people, and believe that God is with you, everything will happen. Love, light and life, which is nothing but the presence of God in their life. Myself, Father George Kannanthanam, I'm a Claretian priest. It was inspiration of Jesus, and just trying to walk in his ways, I heeded to his call and became a priest. I don't think any other walk of life would have really helped me to reach all the services in an effective manner as I have been able to do. A few months ago, I was at Cuddalore, where we had done the tsunami relief work. I went to meet this girl called Sumana. This girl was born in one of those little shelters we had done. Immediately after tsunami, their house was washed away, and this family was looking for a place to deliver this girl. So we made this little hut for her, and she was born there. The next day, with this child, the parents came to one of our sisters and asked her what to name her. And the sister, Mary, who has been working in Sumanahali for so many years, she said, name her as Sumana. Sumana actually means good mind, good heart.
என் பேர் சுமனா. எனக்கு ஏன் சுமனான்னு வச்சாங்கன்னா, நான் வந்து சர்ச்சில் பிறந்தேன். சர்ச்சில் பிறக்கும் போது அங்கே 2 சிஸ்டர் இருந்தாங்களா. அவங்க எங்கள் அம்மாவுக்கு வந்து அப்போ பிரசவலி எடுக்கும்போது அவங்க தான் வந்தாங்களா. அவங்க வந்து அவங்க பேரை வந்து எனக்கு வச்சாங்க, நான் சுமனா கலினா. ஆனால் வீட்டில் கூப்பிட்ற பேர் வந்து சுமனா.
Sumana is one of those many people that we have been able to give life. I work in a leprosy center now. It's called Sumanahali Society. A lot of people ask me, oh, life is so difficult there. How are you managing? I tell them, I enjoy my life.
God bless all of us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
it's so rewarding, so interesting, and so fulfilling actually to be working in a center like. So what drives me? We're involved now with various activities. I work with leprosy, with HIV, with disabilities, with various people with disasters. I work with the blind. We have projects at different places. Looking back to my life, I feel that it has been a great blessing. And the way I understand is that anyone who is in difficulty, in challenges, what do? They pray to God. And what does God do? God, I think, diverts those prayers to someone in the world who will be able to respond to those challenges. So I feel that people affected by leprosy, people affected by HIV and AIDS, people with disabilities, and very especially people who are encountering disasters in life like tsunami or the earthquake in Nepal or the floods in Kerala, all these places, people pray to God. And I feel myself very blessed that God has chosen me to respond to some of those situations. And so that way I feel that my life has been a great blessing because God has chosen me to bring His love to people in those situations. We are actually 11 children that we grew up. And so the very fact of sharing life with all of us and going to church together, praying together, learning together. So as a large family, always that concern for each other, helping each other, that was so much put into our minds by our parents. My father was a part of the church and very actively involved in various social programs. My mother used to educate, apart from all of us children, which itself was difficult, various other children who were in the neighborhood. And no one who comes to the family ever was, sent away without being given food. So in that way, the whole atmosphere was something that enabled me to look at life as larger than just my own interest and my own life. So that formation at home was very helpful in forming my values, forming my vision of life. And so today, if I'm able to look at the whole world as a family, it is all because of what I really experienced from my parents and my siblings at home. Looking back to my call to follow Jesus, as I was completing my school years, I was very deeply touched by the work that my father was doing. So I call him Papa. He was involved with the Vincent de Paul Society in the church. He was a school teacher. When he comes back from the school, he would carry a sack of rice and take it back to the church on a Sunday morning. And with his group, he was going about distributing rice to the poor families around. So I used to accompany him, and I was very impressed, seeing this. So I thought when I grow up, I also would like to do something good for the people and help people. And then I was looking at what style of life or what profession can help you to do this the best. So that's when I thought of priesthood as the best way of life, which could help me to realize this goal of helping people. So I was looking at priests being, with the people. They could be helping them in various ways, both spiritually, physically. And we see them involved in various activities, whether it is education, healthcare, and also working with people who are very poor and destitute. So I chose to become a priest because I thought the best way to realize my dream to help people would be to become a priest. After my philosophy studies, I chose to do my master's in social work. So I did this with the Salesians at the Sacred Heart College in Tirupattur, with Father Joe Arimpur as the director of the course. It is there that I really got exposed myself into the larger field of social work, and looking at the social realities of the country, of the world, in what way the people are suffering, the kind of different groups in the society who are really struggling to survive. I had this opportunity to very closely interact myself with various groups like that. So that course opened up my mind, and I said I would like to move into a social way of functioning as a priest, and I chose that I had to be more of a social worker. I don't want to call myself as a social activist. I don't think I'm an activist. I'm more of a social worker than actually an activist. So working with people who are sick, who are suffering, who are the most vulnerable sections of society. So that's what I chose to be. In 1988, I completed my master's in social work and came back to the seminary to do my theology. But then, filled with all this social work interest, we started a small action group which we named up Hope. We thought hope is what is really required for people in distress and difficulty. So our purpose was to help people with drugs and alcohol, because that was a big problem with the young people at that time. So we started with awareness programs. We started to help families undergoing these problems. And so that was the beginning and the first ministry that we started with the Hope Anti-Addiction Action Group. It was under this society that all other various social ministries that I later on started were brought in legally under the Hope Society. I had a very interesting time in the seminary. So I look back and really happy about the different ways in which I, as a clerician priest, was formed in my various stages. I still remember going to Biligunlu, a remote forest in Tamil Nadu, in the branches of Kaveri, and spending about 2 weeks there with the tribal people there, trying to build a house for them. So as a group, this activity of building a house for this family was something, very touching. And we had also in the theology times various action groups where we used to go to the slums and then work with the people. We used to go to the schools and give awareness programs. We used to go to the old age homes and literally help in the shaving and all that of the people. So all these various exposure programs that were available at the seminary times really inspired us. And as a clerician, as a son of the Anthony Mary Claret, we were given these three beautiful dictums. Do what is urgent, do what is timely, and do what is effective. So that was something that really touched us to connect with the reality of the life of the people around us. And so the formation was really helping us to move out and be a good social worker outside who could bring Jesus' love to the people. Jesus is my hero. In fact, everything what I do today is nothing but a little attempt of mine to do what Jesus has done. The kind of fascination that Jesus has created in me, looking at him going and touching and being with a leprosy patient, going every time he has seen a person with a disability go cure and ask them to get back and live. Every time he sees someone crying, to go back and sit with them. So that life-giving, fascinating example of Jesus is what has touched me most. So I'm just trying to do what he has done in his life and what he has shown, So that is all my attempt as a priest to live. So in everything what I do is just trying to follow the example of Jesus in my life. Nothing else. Suresh is from Maharashtra. He was here for 5 years, went back. Last week he came back. When he came to the office and he said, in my village there are so many temples, but I never found God. In Seminary there is no temple, but there is Vocare. I just had decided, a very small thing in my life. Let us do what we can. We can't change the whole world. But I strongly believe that all of us are given the capacity and the power to do something. So it's my role is to do what I can. So that is what has been driving me. So every time I hear about something of a disaster somewhere in the world, I just wish, what can I do? And I also ask this question, what would Jesus have done if he was facing this situation in his life? So I just try to think about it, pray about it. And I always believed that Jesus wanted to be there where people are struggling. So I decide, yes, let me also try to be there.
God came in this form in front of you. How sincerely you serve, so sincerely you will get blessings. I am Mastan. You are working in Sumanahalli past 40 years. Father George came as a director, and when I closely observed him, whatever happens to the other person, he feels that is happened to him. He is practically seeing God in the affected people. And same thing, it is motivating me to continue my journey.
So I complete my 30 years of priesthood this year. And as I look back, I feel extremely satisfied and happy as a person, as a priest. A life following the footsteps of Jesus, and looking back today, I'm happy that I made this decision. So my only desire was that whatever joy that Jesus could bring into the lives of the people, a little of that also could be done by me. And I feel that it has been a very fruitful journey, and with his very strong presence, I was able to walk with him and bring his love to the people. I could always feel the presence of Jesus in my life, and in all moments of life, it has been very strongly felt. And one of those special moments, of course, has been the celebration of the Holy Eucharist. Every time that I have been able to offer the Holy Mass, I also felt that the whole world's suffering and pain and everything is offered along with Jesus at the altar. And so the Holy Eucharist was always a very special moment in which I could strongly feel the presence of Jesus with me. The body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ. And I could always offer the sufferings of the world to him, because every day we deal with people who are broken, who are carrying their own crosses of life, struggling to survive, sometimes physically, sometimes spiritually. So all this brokenness that we meet during the day, we could offer at the altar. And I could always feel that that is a very special moment in which Jesus could share his life and bring his life to the people. and then go back to the people and live with them. So that was my special moments at the Eucharist that I could feel. I have seen so many miracles happening in my life. And I've seen so many miracles happening in the lives of people around me. No one is so great to be able to solve all the problems of the world. And no one is too small not to be able to solve some problems in this world. We all have the capacity to bring changes, but especially when we see so much of suffering around us, there is a desire in all of us to make a change in this world and be that miracle worker. I can say that priesthood offers the best opportunity today to be a miracle worker in the world. In the spiritual realm, in the social realm, in the economic realm, bringing meaning to the lives of people, giving dignity to people, enabling people who are struggling to survive to be able to live and carry on with their life, to bring them hope. All these are opportunities which I have got in my life, and I think that's open for everybody. This is something what all of us can do.
Namaskara. My name is Shilpa. I am from Shimoga. We three are not well physically at home. When Father George was director, we came to Sumanahalli. Father George helped me and my family in many ways. My brothers and my legs were amputated here. With the help of artificial legs, I am able to walk, drive scooty, and also able to work in the garments. Comparing to my village, I liked Sumanahalli very much. In all the directions, Father George is helping us. We all are happy here because everyone is taking care of us.
I have always felt that we are not born to win, we are born to share.
Namaskara. My name is Pakirappa. In 1989, I came to Sumanahalli for admission. Sumanahalli helped me in a lot of different ways. From Sumanahalli, I got my surgery to my fingers. Father George helped me in different ways. To provide jobs to the disabled people like us, Father George opened garments unit and I got a job in the garments. I'm happy here. They are taking care of my health and also bearing all my medical expenses.
And I wished I could also offer myself, my life and my talents, my time to the world and for the suffering of the world.
Are you searching for fulfillment? Discover true happiness. Stay tuned to Shalom World.